All right, guys, so what we're going to be taking a look at right now is the Sony FX30 with the top handle. Let's take a look at what comes in the box. All right, guys, so this is the Sony FX30. Now, this one does have the top handle. Now, this is an APS-C sensor camera, okay? So in our box, this is what we get. All right. So the first thing we're going to notice is we get all of our documentation here. This is going to be all of your Sony manuals. You have your, I think this is a coupon for a Catalyst Browse, which is some software from Sony for these type of cameras. I'll have to look further into that, but you get all of these manuals and documentation that comes with it. You guys already know, most of us will probably never read this, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, what do we have next? So in our next little pocket here, this is a USB-A to USB-C cable. That's going to be for charging the camera. And let's see what we have next. So let's see what's in this little box here. Nothing's in there. Let's see what's in here. Let's look in here first. I think this is going to be our handle. Yep. So this is our handle. All right. All right, guys. So that is the top handle with your XLR connectors. So you have two XLR connectors here. You have your mic holder, and you also have all of your controls here. You guys still see we still have the plastic on here. We'll go ahead and take all of this off here in just a little bit. All right, so what do we have next? Let's see what's in this one. This one may be the camera. Yeah, I think it is. So that's our camera. And I know there's something else in here. So let me see what else is in here. I think it's inside of this little section here. And yeah. So we have our power brick. And we also have our battery. So we get the Sony battery. So I think that's pretty much everything that's in the box. All right, guys. So we have our top handle. We have our camera. And we have our power brick, our battery, and we have our charging cable. So that's pretty much everything that comes in the box. So let's start with this first. Now, this is just a standard. This is probably going to be either 15 or 30 watt little power brick. And then with this one, you actually charge the battery inside of the camera. So you're going to just connect these two cables together and you're just going to charge this, plug this right into the camera. And we have our battery. Now, this is the same battery that you're going to find in the Sony A7 III, Sony A7 R4. All of the new Alpha cameras use this exact same battery. You guys can see that. So that's the same battery that's in the camera that I'm using also for this angle. Let's take a quick look at this again. So this is going to be our top handle. This is for audio controls. So you have your different controls for one microphone, two microphones, pairing them together, or using it with another type of microphone, like a wireless microphone. So on this side here, we have our two XLR inputs. So that's going to be like for your standard XLRs. And then right here, you have an input here for, say, like a wireless microphone. So if you want to use like a TRS cable like this, you could just plug this in. And if you're using this with like a wireless microphone receiver, you could just mount this somewhere, mount the microphone somewhere here on this handle, okay? So that's the handle. So let's take a look at our camera. All right, so that is our Sony FX30 camera, okay? So this has the articulating screen. You can put the screen in pretty much any position. You can even turn it away, face it down if you wanted to, like that, so to protect the screen. Now here you'll find a full-size HDMI. You have your headphone and microphone jack here. You also have your USB-C and your I forget, this is a control point port here for like one of those little controllers. And what is under this one? I don't think it's anything under there. Okay. So now this camera has connection points, mounting points all the way around it. So you guys can see here's one here, two here, another one here, also one on this side. Now this camera also can take your regular SD cards and also your high-speed cards. You have two different type of cards that you can put in this camera, and you can put 4 camera cards in here all together. Now you have one mounting point underneath. That's going to be like for your tripods or something like that, or a gimbal. Now to put your battery in, the battery just goes in right here. Let's pop this door open and let's grab our battery. I think it goes in this way. I can't remember on these batteries. Let me see. Yep, it goes in this way and just locks in like that. Okay. So obviously we don't have a lens attached to this yet, so I'm going to go ahead and connect the lens to this camera. So I'm going to be using this 35 millimeter 1.4 Sigma lens is what I'm going to connect to this right now. So let me show you guys the sensor. So this does come with a body cap, which is here. We're just going to take the body cap off, and that's the sensor. Now we're going to take the lens cap off as well, and we're going to just connect the two like that. All right, so now I can take these two caps and marry them together and just kind of put them off to the side. Now, like I said, you do have this top handle. The top handle is optional if you want to use it. I am not really interested in the top handle, but just so for the sake of this this video, I'll show you guys how it goes in. So you have this little cold shoe protector that comes out, and then the handle also has a cold shoe protector that's on here that comes off as well. So let me get that off. Okay, so you have the two of those. So you have that's your electronics. So then this is just going to slide in like this, like that, and then you have these two screws right here. You just screw these down, and that's what's going to hold this in place. Okay. So this doesn't have to be super tight because now it is connected. So now you have your top handle, you have your lens on here. And all right, guys, so this is the basic setup of the camera as I have it now. I have the matte box on here. I have the top handle on here as well. And of course, like I said, this is the first, unboxing, but there's our screen. We can move the screen pretty much anywhere we want to. We can, this is really nice design. Now, different than my other cameras, this is a APS-C sensor camera, but even though it is, it shouldn't matter because it'll still be able to use all of the lenses that I already have. All of my full frame lenses will still work with this camera. Here's the camera. This is the Sony FX30 with the top handle.